So then around later that year in 2021, that's when I started feeling convicted by God to leave my house, to leave the toxic environment that I was living in. Now, this happened in 2021, and the way that it happened is so miraculous. So to give y'all context, in Miami, it's my understanding maybe the number one or number two most difficult market in real estate in the entire country of the United States. So to find an apartment that's affordable in Miami, it's almost impossible, especially if you're used to living with your parents and all of that. Yeah, so so the reality was at the time, I felt the Holy Spirit say to me, "You need to get out of there. You gotta go." And I said, "Lord, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna obey." But I said to myself, "How's God gonna make that happen?" Here I am making $14 an hour or $15 an hour. Miami apartments are at least $2,600 a month. But it so happened that I decided, all right, I'm just gonna start looking and see what happens. This was right around maybe July 17th or so of 2021. I started looking everywhere. I started looking even in Craigslist and Backpage and all these other weird places, even in sketchy places, because I was preferring at the time, I'd rather be anywhere except in the dysfunction that I was living in. So I said to myself, all right, I'm gonna look wherever I can. And then one miraculous Saturday morning, I see this post in, I think it was an apartment in South Beach for $850 a month. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be a joke. That must be fake. But it's apartments.com. Usually things on apartments.com are verified. At least at the time, they had a really good reputation. But in any event, what I decided to do that Saturday morning is I literally woke up that morning and saw this. This is the first thing I saw when I woke up. And I literally drove to the place, showed up at 8 in the morning when they first opened the place down in Miami Beach. And I'm like, I asked them, yo, I know I'm maybe wasting y'all's time, but do y'all have an apartment here for $850 a month here in South Beach? Oh, yeah, we do. We have one. And it's a little room that's 150 square feet. It doesn't have a kitchen, but it's got a little counter here. You can put your microwave, and it's got AC. It's got a bathroom. It's on the second floor of the building. It's this little thing that we have. Hey, I wanna check it out. So I check it out. Despite a bankruptcy that actually, by the way, I filed bankruptcy in 2019. Here I am in this situation. Despite the bankruptcy, I get approved. And despite my income, I got approved. By the grace of God, I'm able to afford an apartment for $850 a month. And when that happened, I was like, wow, God really showed up. And by the way, this all happened in the course of 3 days. God replied to me in 3 days. So July 16, I applied for the apartment. July 19, I went and toured the place. They ran my application. And I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 hours later, they give me the call, hey, you've been approved. I couldn't believe it. For one, obviously, all the obstacles, the bankruptcy, the income, all of that wasn't great at the time. But the second thing is like, for the first time I saw God do something for me when clearly at the time I thought, you know what, I don't deserve this. I've mismanaged so many things in my life, and here I am getting an apartment. And I said to myself, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move out. I'm going to do my own thing. I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to do laundry. I don't know how to run a house. But you know what? I don't care about any of that. I'm going to get out of here. I need to go. And then, not only that, so now the next part was actually completing the move out. So how am I going to move out of my house if my parents are always there? By the way, at the time, my parents were retired already. So I wasn't going to be able to move out without them knowing. Now, the reason why moving without them knowing was important is because now that I knew that he was a narcissist, he was going to do whatever it took to stop me from moving. Say something, make me feel bad, make me feel guilty, whatever. So I said to myself, okay, I gotta plan some kind of an escape. But then it turns out the Holy Spirit helped me in that too. One other thing I'm going to talk about maybe as a side note. So one other thing that was part of the deception that we had going on is we would go on vacation every year. We would go on, and we went to some pretty cool places. But the situation was that all we ever did in these vacations is gossip about other people, and they would like argue with themselves, and it's like it wasn't a healthy family vacation. It just wasn't, guys. But in any case, so they would do this, we would do this once a year, every year we'd go somewhere. Turns out we do it every summer, and then this summer was going to be first weekend in August. August 6th through the 8th, 9th roughly. And when they planned their vacation like that, I'm like, you know what? Here's how I'm going to plan my escape. My escape is going to be, okay, Mom, Dad, you know what? I can't go with y'all to the vacation because, this year my job didn't give me the days off. I got to do this thing at work, so I cannot go with y'all to the vacation. So then I used that opportunity on the days that they actually went to the vacation, and I moved all of my stuff out in 2 or 3 days. I made multiple trips from my old place to my new apartment while they were gone. And by the time they came back, my room was for the most part empty except furniture. And if you're wondering how I got furniture, hey, some people donated, some people gave me money to go to IKEA and buy furniture. People were very generous at the time. It was great. But in any case, I had to get out of the house quickly and safely.